being out. I had surgery in January, and I had to do rehab, during that time. So I wasn't gonna be able to do the spring. So I was just working on my own and just doing rehab throughout the day. And my goal for the team is to be more vocal as a leader. Coming in my freshman and sophomore year, I didn't play that much, and I wasn't being vocal. So my goal is to be more vocal and being more involved with my team.
What was that injury?
Sports hernia.
And Rakeem, Coach had mentioned that he wanted you to get better, to improve your draft status as a pass blocker and as a receiver. How has that been coming along, and what are some of the things that you've done to improve in that area?
Really this summer, really like over this little, virus, I just like in Houston, I go to like wide receiver workouts, stuff like that, and just catch the ball with them. And then pass blocking, I've just been trying to get stronger, really, in the weight room. So just getting big upper body.
Thanks, guys.
Tom?
Hey, guys, this question's for both of you. What insight can you give us into what the strength and conditioning and the agility stuff you guys are going through, what it's like, who's rising up as leaders, and just what the spirit of those workouts are like?
I can say for me, everybody been working at Teloff, and we've been listening to Coach Walker and everything, listening, going by him, and everybody been working out Teloff. The guys that emerged to me was Greg Brooks and Jerry Jacobs. Those guys have been stepping up lately, to leadership roles and improving their role.
Yeah, Rakeem, if you could address that as well, please.
Okay. Really just a lot of guys coming together, just a lot of teams not working out during this time, and we one of the teams that's, believing we're going to have a season and we're going to get it on. There's a ton of guys been stepping up. John Stephen Jones, D.D. Edwards, Simeon Blair. Guys like that just been, added every day steady. So, those guys, I look at those guys push me to go harder. So.
Okay, and my final question is also for both of you. You guys are both in an age group that's young and healthy and vibrant. How difficult has COVID been for you guys at staying away from people, social distancing? How well have you done it?
We done it very well. We listen to Coach Pittman and what he has to say, social distance every day, making sure we have our mask on and staying away from a large group of people. It spreads quickly. So we just following what Coach Pittman says.
Yeah, and keeping your hands clean and your mask on, really just, being clean. So, like the workouts, we wear a mask in there. 6 feet apart. We get it in, you know what I mean?
Thanks, guys.
Let's see, Nikki?
Hey, Monteric, how do you feel about what your role is going to be? You mentioned Greg Brooks and Jerry Jacobs. Where do you see yourself fitting? Do you think you'll hold down that spot at corner like last season?
Of course, that's always my mindset. My mindset is to dominate and handle my position. Making sure I do what I have to do. So yeah.
And Rakeem, just how do you feel physically? How do you feel like you did achieving the goals that you set for yourself when you were back at home?
Say that again.
How do you feel physically, and how do you feel like you achieved the goals that you set for yourself when you were back home?
I feel, honestly, this is probably the best I've ever felt. You know what I mean? This is, honestly, this Corona time is good for me. You know what I mean? Because I never had really an off season to really work out and stuff like that. So I've been having time really to just work on my body and get myself healthy for the season, because it's my last one.
Thanks, y'all.
Welcome in. It's our Monday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio. We are back for a great week, hopefully. Hope everybody had a great 4th of July weekend. I know I did. A lot of rest. Got a chance to get back on the court, call a little basketball, Demetrius. I'm going to bring in my producer and co-host of the show. What you do, my man?
You know me, I just hung around the studio, made a little music,
Made a
did a
little
little
more
cleaning. You know, I'm remodeling the studio right now, so doing a lot of project planning, so it's good.
I know we had a question from Nick Lee, and he was asking about 2021 611 new offer by Coach David Patrick, the newly associate head basketball coach at the University of Arkansas. David Aquari, I think that's Aquari. We're making contact with David. We'll try to have him on this week. Before we end this week's episodes, and let you hear just his interest level with the University of Arkansas. But from my information from Melbourne, Australia, the hometown of newly hired associate head coach David Patrick. So you gotta expect some ends. I mean, when you look at the young man, clearly at 6'11", reminds a few, not as big as Alex Chico, who just reclassified and committed to the University of Alabama, but 6'11", point guard skills. Most definitely, when you see film of this kid, once we get him on, you'll be very, very impressed. But another yet long, athletic, non-positionless basketball player that Coach Musselman and staff would just love to, have him spend a few years in Fayetteville.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it really just shows, the type of coaches that Musselman, is hiring for the University of Arkansas staff. Him bringing up a kid right away. He hasn't even been here a week, and he goes and gets, pretty much his first offer, becoming a newly head coach. Associate coach at Arkansas. I think that's great, and it shows you the type of reach that he has amongst the high school rankings.
And we're going to continue to show you reach with Coach Musselman and that staff, as we're going to bring on here momentarily to get our whole guys set. Yep, we're back. They don't stop, and neither do we. And we told you it's time to get back on the road. We're heading down to Dallas, Texas. St. Mark's School of Texas. Colin Smith, the 2022 5-star, will be on here momentarily. But before we get started, we'd be remiss. We've got to give a shout-out to those guys that make it possible. Lindsay & Associates, with an office location in Fayetteville. An office location also, too, in Rogers. That's Locomotion. They're located just below the Northwest Arkansas Mall in Fayetteville. Corey Beck's Custom Painting, and the one we always talk about because we like it, KDK's Chicken. They're located down at 989 South Razorback Road. Go see Keith, Kathy. Get a plate of that love. And like they say, it's not your mama's. I say it's the best chicken and waffles in the South. Meet us there or beat us there. Now on to our 130. The newly committed Razorback, Christopher Pooh Paul. He'll be joining us to talk about why he chose to be a Razorback. And then we're going to round it out. We're heading up to Michigan for some more Hog Guy segment. Ruquan Buckley, the big 6'6", 2021 defensive end. He'll talk about Coach Derek LeBlanc, Coach Pittman, and just where the Razorbacks, sit with him in his recruiting process. But we're going to get away, take a real quick break. We'll be back. This is On the Hill. This is our Monday edition on KDSJ 479. Let's get it.
Obviously played a lot of great running backs in the SEC. I know you don't tackle Rakeem in practice, at least I hope you don't do anything to hurt him, but what do you think about him? Where does he fit in the group of running backs in this conference? What kind of season are you expecting from Rakeem?
I mean, I'm expecting an incredible season. Rakeem the best running back in the conference to me, so I'm expecting great things for him.
Well, what about his game impresses you?
His speed. Rakeem is fast. A lot of people don't really think Rakeem's that fast, but Rakeem's very fast, and it'll surprise you and sneak up on you.
I think he's fast. So anyway, but thanks guys.
Yeah.
First day back.
waffles. What's a good place I can get some chicken and waffles? I know. KDK's Chicken at 989 South Razorback Road. Get on down there and see Keith and Kathy. Get a plate of that love. And like they say on their building, it's not your mama's. The best chicken and waffles in the South. They even got chicken wings. And they got these things called loaded fries. I think you might want to get on down there. Beat me down there or see me down there. KDK's Chicken at 989 Razorback Road. Welcome back to our Monday edition here on KDSJ 479. It's on the hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio, and we didn't have a lot of recruiting last week because we were just getting the bus ready so we could continue on with our Hog Eye segment. Coach Eric Musselman and staff, they signed a pretty good 20 class, top 5 nationally, seem to be on the road to have a pretty good class in that 21, but I'm telling you, 2022 is where they're making their big-time impact, so we thought we would bring on one of the top priorities and the 5-star player that he is, combo guard forward, Colin Smith out of Dallas, Texas, St. Mark's School of Texas. What's up, Colin?
What's up? How you doing?
I'm doing real good, my man. You just recently had that offer extended by the University of Arkansas and Coach Eric Musselman via a virtual video interview. Talk about, what that was like when you got that initial offer, and, where does Arkansas sit? You have 2 years left, Colin, but, what impresses you about the university and that staff?
When I first joined the call, I didn't know much about Arkansas, so we were just getting together trying to learn more about their system and how they play. And what I didn't know before is all their coaches have NBA experience. Either they played in the NBA or they coached in the NBA high level or overseas or something like that. And I was really impressed about that. They know a lot about inside the game and out, stuff about after basketball and stuff like that. So definitely impressive.
When you look at Arkansas, the distance from Dallas to Fayetteville, not too far. When you make your decision, Colin, will distance be a factor in the recruiting process, or Colin Smith is just going to go to the best program that best fits his skill set?
Absolutely. There's no restrictions on where I go. It could be on the other side of the planet. It doesn't really matter. Just like you said, wherever I fit best, the coaching staff and just the school in its entirety. So no restrictions on where I go.
When you sat down and watched your sophomore season with your coaching staff there at St. Mark's, Colin, what did you feel good about, and what's been some of the things that you've been in the lab, trying to improve on so that you can have an even more exciting junior campaign?
The thing I've definitely been working on more is guard work, playing with the ball in my hands a little bit more. We lost a senior and we lost a couple of players, so I know that the ball is going to be in my hand a little bit more this year. So starting to get prepared for that and just working on guard skills, going against smaller guards, protecting the ball, getting the mismatches in the post, working on post-game moves, just everything to make my game all around where I have no weaknesses.
Texas high school basketball is, I think, highly underrated. A lot of big-time prospects are starting to come out of that state. Talk about, being able to play in that type of, environment in the state of Texas with the brand of basketball that you guys play. How does that help you, Colin?
I think at our school it definitely helps all of us because we play a very team-oriented game. There's nobody on the team that is selfish, even though me and Harrison are arguably one of the best duos in Texas. We share the ball great. We both are very unselfish. We like to get our teammates involved first. So I think that playing together makes us a really good team, and I think that all the great talent that's around Dallas makes all of us better. We get to play the top players and get to showcase our skills on the highest level. So I think Dallas basketball is definitely on the way to, but we're gonna put Dallas on the map.
You and I talked about that relationship that you and 5-star combo forward Harrison Ingham, another big-time prospect for Coach Musselman and staff in that 21 class. Talk about how special that relationship is, and how exciting is it to be able to play off one another and possibly be able to do the same at the next level, which would be at Arkansas if you both chose to.
Yes, sir. Me and Harrison, we've been knowing each other since 4th to 3rd grade, so we've been really close for a long time, and I came over to St. Mark's with him when I was in 6th grade, so we've been building that relationship, and definitely it's great playing with him. We both play off of each other really well. Like I said earlier, we're both very unselfish, so if he don't have anything going on, he'll give it to me, and if I don't have anything going, we'll pass it to him, get some shots up. So definitely great playing with another player like him, and it's just a blessing.
Colin, who are some of the other big time schools that reached out the first initial day that they could contact the 2022 class? Who are some of those teams with offers and that are showing you what we say in the social media world, a lot of love?
Honestly, everyone was there was a lot of love coming from around the country from all different schools. Just wanted to check in and show that they had interest in me. A lot of the Big 12 schools, because I live in Texas, a lot of them are trying to form a relationship, and some from the West Coast like Stanford, UCLA, USC, and then some from the East Coast like Florida State, teams like that. And it's just a blessing to know that all these coaches have a high interest on me and my game and want me to help their team in the future, maybe win a national championship.
Any particular style of play, Colin, that maybe you're looking for in your particular school of choice, or you're just a basketball player and can adjust to any type?
I think that adjusting any type is definitely something that I can do, but I like to run. I like to push the ball, get up and down the court, fast paced games. So I definitely like to do that, a lot of that. But if we need to do some half court sets, so the game is starting to get a little away from us, I think that I can definitely remember plays and do stuff like that. So I think wherever I go, I can definitely just fit into the program, what they do best, and I don't think that that's going to limit me in my school choices.
I got my notepad. I'm down in Dallas at St. Mark's. I'm checking out my man Colin Smith for 4 periods. When that ball is thrown up, my man, what will I write about what I saw when I left that gym in Colin Smith?
What can't you write? I think that you're going to see my all-around game. I don't take any plays off. I play offense the same way I play defense, just high energy and everything like that. I try to get my teammates involved. I can score the ball, shoot from all 3 levels, and my defense is something I really love. I like to play defense, lock up the best player on the court, and I always try to be a great teammate. Even on the bench, I try to encourage my teammates, make sure they're doing what they're supposed to do, and I think that's something I did better in my sophomore year. Also, just better leadership on and off the court.
When you watch collegiate or professional basketball, who are the guys that you pay most attention to?
Definitely the pro level. I like to watch a couple of players that I like to mimic my game off of. Like I said, I like to watch LeBron and Chris Paul, and just those are just great playmakers known for their passing. I like to see how they just distract the defense, get them going to places so they can make an easier pass, and definitely like to watch KD and James Harden, how they create space to get shots off. And players just like that just mastered their game, know what to do to get open or get other people open. So definitely watch those guys a lot.
Now, let's have a little fun, my man. And want everybody to know we're talking to 2022 5-star combo guard forward, Colin Smith, out of Dallas, Texas, St. Mark's High School of Texas. We're riding around D-Town. I got family in Carrollton. You and I, we're on our way to Williams Chicken, my man. You understand? You get where we're going? Colin, you
yes,
and me.
Sir.
What's the 5 songs on the ride on the playlist that you going to play for me, my man?
I'm definitely going to be listening to Lil Baby, We Paid with 42 Doug. I want to listen to 21 by Polo G. I'm definitely going to listen to some of that Rest in Peace, Pop Smoke. I'm going to listen to his album. That's definitely really good. So I'm definitely going to listen to those songs. I'm definitely going to listen to Turks by Nav and Gunna and all them. So,
man, I'm riding with you. I'm definitely rolling with you, man. You got it going.
I like to mix it up a little bit.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I might be a little older than you, but I still know the flavor. I still can vibe with you. I can get in there and mix it up a little bit. But Colin, I want to thank you for taking time out. I'm going to make a statement, and I would like you to finish it for me. And once again, for those that have just tuned in, we're talking with 2022 5-star combo guard forward Colin Smith out of Dallas, Texas, St. Mark's School of Texas. When basketball is done with, for Colin Smith, he's played in the collegiate ranks, went on and realized his dream of NBA. And it's all over, Colin. We've hung up the shoes, the airs out the ball. What does life after basketball look like for Colin Smith of Dallas, Texas, St. Mark's School of Texas? What will you be doing after basketball?
I think that it's going to look like me just trying to help the community out, trying to get back to the community that gave so much to me here in the Dallas area. Definitely want to do something that's in business or finance or something like that. definitely want to have a great family and stuff like that. But definitely gonna try to have a great career, and then after that, stay in the mix. Try to always make a little more money off of just business and stuff like that. But other than that, I just want to be happy.
Awesome. Well, hey, my man. Hey, this can't be the last time. Our line is your line. Our show is your show. When the season gets started, Colin, maybe give us some Colin Smith updates throughout, and we get you on the show. You up for that?
Yes, sir.
All right, Colin. Hey, you have a blessed one. Good luck on your junior year, and thanks for taking time out here on OTH, my man.
All right. Thank you.
That was 2022 combo guard forward Colin Smith out of Dallas, Texas, St. Mark's High School of Texas. 6'7" combo guard forward, Demetrius, and I'm talking about 5-star is well worth what he got. I mean, the kid can flat out play the game.
Definitely very explosive. Plays both ends of the floor, so I think he can be a great addition to most of his crew.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to continue on. We got to gas up. We had a good conversation in Texas, but we got to get down to Georgia. There's a new Razorback that said he wants to be a Razorback, and we got to talk to him. Christopher Pooh Paul. He's up next. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. Back in a sec.
Listen to that and did what they wasn't doing, following the rules, making sure we doing what we supposed to do.
And this is kind of a version of the same question, which is there are people that basically say you can't, no matter what you say to a 20-year-old football player, you can't really get through to them that they got to just stay in their room. They've got to stay away from people, that it's unrealistic to expect that. So no matter what you interact with Coach Pittman and what he says, there's going to come that time when he's not around and you're making a decision. So how hard is it on each of you to really live up to these kind of guidelines and self-police yourself?
It's not hard at all. I mean, like Coach Pittman said, if you want a season, then you're going to abide by those rules and follow those rules. So, I mean, if you want to have a season, so we follow the rules,
And I mean, also, if you want to live, for your own good, So that would help out a lot, just staying inside. And I mean, I done got into games now. I done bought a whole Xbox, so it's a lot different.
And then I just had a quick one for Rakeem. When you were back home, you were working out with Justin Allen. How did you two meet, and exactly how did that time help get you ready for voluntary workouts and stuff?
Really? So I've been knowing Justin Allen for a long time, you know what I mean? Like even before A&M. And we've just been in contact through social media. And, one day we finally met because I think he was best friends with a guy that was on Last Chance a long time ago, one of those guys. So, and then ever since I got back in Houston, I've just been training with him and working on different stuff every day. And so I know I needed to get in shape. So I was like, okay, let me come back in shape and be ready. So.
That's good. Thank you.
Nate?
Yeah, Monteric, as far as last year's defense, I mean, your two most terrible players were a game and Scuda, and they're gone. How are you going to be a better defense without those guys and people replacing them?
Welcome in. It's our Monday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins, Sports Talk Radio, and Arkansas and Coach Sam Pittman. They're getting that brand out there, the Razorback logo. And, with Coach Pittman being from Georgia, you had to know he was going to continue to try to, get some peaches out of that state. And he got one of the biggest peaches, I think, in the state of Georgia. New Arkansas commit from Cordell, Georgia, Crisp County High School. He's with us. Christopher Pooh Paul. CP, welcome to OTH.
What's going on, man? How's it been?
Hey, I know it's been good, but I bet it's been even better for you. You made a decision last Thursday. Now, it wasn't a 4-year decision. It was a 40-year decision, Chris. Talk about that commitment and, what was it that went into that made you feel so comfortable about being an Arkansas Razorback for the next 3 to 4 years?
Oh, man, just the relationship that I had with those coaches way before their time at Arkansas, man. I had great bonds with Coach Sam Pittman, Coach Fountain, Coach Jimmy Smith, Coach Browse, Coach Odom. And since they was at different schools, when they was at Florida State, Georgia, Missouri, and things like that, man. So then it's just like God put them all in one area, man. and shoot, he just blessed me with that opportunity, and I went for it, man. It was a no brainer for me, man. With Arkansas being a great program, man, it was a no brainer for me.
When you talk and I talked last week, when I mentioned Sam Pittman, just you light up. Chris, talk about Coach Pittman and what that means to have Coach Pittman be the head coach at Arkansas after a prior relationship with he and Coach Fountain, and also Coach Walker at the University of Georgia. I mean, how excited are you to play for Coach Pitt?
No, I'm very excited to play for Coach Pittman, man. Like I be telling everybody else, man. Coach Pittman is a very energetic guy, man. He brings energy into the room, man. And that's how I love my head coach, man. He can turn your worst day into the the best day
Right.
ever, just if you walk in smiling. And man, and with him bringing that energy to the team, man, and him bringing some of that Georgia ball to him, man, it's gonna put that smash mouth ball with Arkansas, man. I can't wait to be a part of it.
When you talk to Coach Rhodes, the linebacker coach, Coach Odom, the defensive coordinator, on that side of the ball, what are some of the things that they, Coach Rhodes and Coach Odom have said once you get to Fayetteville, how you would be used in that defensive scheme?
Oh man, first thing they told me, man, they were very excited for me to join the family, man, and how they gonna use me, man. They see me playing the Mike linebacker, man. The way they see me on my film is they say I'm very, a true Mike, and the reason they say that is because I at the point of contact, man, I'm very physical, and but he said I have the athleticism, to fly around and make them hard tackles, on down the field, and I'd be sideline to sideline. And he said the most important thing that he see in me that they need is leadership in that defense, man, and that's mainly what they be telling me.
Describe, I'm going to give you a word, and I want you to tell me what this word means to you, Chris. Football player. Tell me what that means.
Football player to me, man, is somebody who love what they doing, man, and got to be the best at on every down, man. Like you can't just give half effort on this down, and then when it comes to fourth down, then you wanna hype up, and then you wanna go out there and be that dog. Nah, man, like my pops say, man, you got to be that dog as soon as you step on the field. Make the other team know who you are early, so you'll put fear in the other team's heart when they get to you.
I want to, elaborate more on that. That being able to play for your dad at the same high school, how special is that? I mean, I know the conversations have to be extra interesting outside the film room when you guys go home. But how big is it to have your father on the sideline going through this journey with you, Chris?
Oh man, my pops been coaching me since I was 7 years old. Actually, he's been coaching me since I was 5 years old at flat ball. So it's very special to me, man. Most people say it must be hard to have your pops as your coach. Nah, it's really not, man, because I'm really used to whatever he finna say anyway.
Right, good point.
And so with him being my coach, we get home, yeah, I have more time in the film room, and that give me a edge over the next opponent, and then I can get immediate feedback from my pop. Okay, you stepped wrong here, we're gonna have to fix that. And you read that wrong, we have to do that tomorrow again so you can get a feel of it and stuff like that. So, it's kind of a great deal playing for my pops, man.
And now the question is, who's next on the list? I see a big time group chat you guys have, Chris. Who are some of the guys that you have on your list that maybe you want to recruit to be a part of this 21 pit crew?
Oh man, see the guy that I'm trying to get now is that Cameron Ball from Tri Cities, man. He's been number one on my top list, so I've been texting him every day and trying to reel him on in home, man. That's what I told him in the last interview, man. Cameron Ball is coming home. Y'all be ready for that.
Now talk about Georgia high school football. You every Friday you're playing Power 5 talent on that football field. How does that help prepare you for the next level, which is SEC football?
Oh man, playing against Power 5 talent every Friday, man, it's gonna prepare you mentally as well as physically, man. With me playing against them Power 5 backs and them quick and powerful backs, man. It gives me an edge as to where okay, when I get to the next level, this is what I'm gonna have to prepare for, man, and this is what I got to work on now to be best at the next level. So man, it's a great thing that I play against backs and players like that.
Crisp County High School. I show up there in Cordell, Georgia. Got popcorn and my 20-ounce Sprite. The highest seat I can get to, I'm getting to, Pooh. When that ball is kicked off, what type of football player will I see in number 11, Chris Paul, for 4 quarters?
You're gonna see a dog, coach. You're gonna see a straight man out there. And I ain't just saying that just to boost my name up, man. You're gonna see a straight dog. And I truly believe that you can ask my teammates and ask them about me and what I do when that ball is kicked off and in between the lines. They'll tell you.
Who are some of the NFL or collegiate inside linebackers that you like to watch, CP?
Oh man, I love watching players like Ray Lewis, Patrick Willis, Luke Kuechly, Thomas Davis. Players like that. And Telvin Smith. I surround myself around their style of play, man. They're very much leaders. They're very physical,
Right.
very energetic. They bring the funk to the defense. And that's those type players. I circle my game around.
Let's have a little fun. I hope you got it ready over the weekend, because you and me, I'm in Cordell, Georgia. I'm ready to listen to some music. What's the first 5 songs, CP, on the playlist that we listening to? What are they?
All right, man. So with me being a South Georgia boy, man, with my parents, I grew up on the old school.
Right.
So, my first song might be a little old R&B with, what's the name? Can We Talk?
I know who you talking about, Tevin Campbell.
Yeah. See, I might turn that on, and then when I turn that on, my second option gonna have to go to, I'll probably listen to somebody like, you familiar with Guy? So I might turn on I Like.
Okay. You coming with the old school.
Right. Then I might turn on Groove Me by Guy as well.
I'm with it. So you got me turned up right now. See, I'm turned up. Give me 2 more.
Oh yeah, man. Then I might turn on for the last 2, man. It gotta be R. Kelly.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm with those 2. See, that we definitely ride. We may have to get an extra 2 more to ride around Cordell. But I want to thank you for taking time out, Pooh, to join me. But I'm going to make a statement, and if you would finish this statement for me. When football is done with, for Chris Pooh Paul of Cordell, Georgia, Chris County High School, he's went on and played collegiately, played at the next level at the NFL, and the shoes are up. The football has no air in it. The pads are in the locker room, and he's ready to move on. What will Chris be doing with life after football?
Man, Chris is going straight to his career, man, with physical therapy. And then I'm going out and help the community as much as I can. Come back home and help out my community as much as I can, man. Just give back.
Hey, well, man, this can't be the last time. We'll have some Pooh Paul updates when we get into the football season. But congratulations, my man. Hey, I look forward to covering you for the next 3 to 5 years. Well, I really think it's going to be 3 years in Fayetteville. But, hey, thanks for taking time out on the hill, man. This show is your show, and, hey, this line is your line. All right, Chris?
Oh, no doubt, man. Anytime y'all want to talk, man, I'm free.
Hey, you have a great senior year, and thanks for taking time out here on OTH, brother.
Oh, no doubt. I appreciate it.
That was Mr. Chris Paul. They call him Pooh in Cordell, the inside linebacker. Demetrius, talk about what did you see from the guy? I see nothing but a downhill guy that arrives in a bad mood, and he's a playmaker. That's for dang sure.
Yeah, I just see a player that's very aggressive and explosive, and I think attached with that, along with good coaching, he could be something special at Arkansas.
And we're going to take a real quick break. We got to get all the way up to Michigan because we got a big fella that wants to talk Razorbacks, Ruquan Buckley. He's up next. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. Let's get it.
Thanks to Coach Pittman and his staff for recruiting a great class. We got freshmen in that got a chance to play early. We got they get a chance to play in those big roles. So I'm ready to see those freshmen come out.
And Rakeem, the question I have for you is the offensive line that Sam talked about. Do you really notice a difference in their size, and anybody in particular? You mentioned Cunningham. Anybody else that stood out as far as the offensive line?
Those, like I said, those are my guys up front. So I've been here for 2 years. I mean, it switches every year. This year, this is probably the best they've ever looked and look in shape, and they've communicated. We got workouts. The whole group's together. Game plan, you know what I mean? So as a running back, when you see something like that, you're like, you you can't do nothing but smile because you know what's gonna happen during the season. So those guys are in shape. I'm very proud of them. That's probably the most impressive group right now.
Any one individual stood out to you at all on that line?
Myron. I say them and the O-line. I mean, the O-line and the DBs have been hard-working groups.
Back to our Monday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio here on KDSJ 479. And real quick before we move on to our next guest on the Hall Guy segment, want everybody to know all beats are produced by Sauced Up Entertainment LLC. Check them out. I'm telling you, they cook it real good. But back on to the Hall Guy segment. Coach Sam Pittman and that staff there at Arkansas are looking to really, really improve this program. And they think they can improve it by getting on the road and heading up to Wyoming, Michigan, Garden Heights High School, to talk to big-time offer and 2021 defensive end prospect Ruquan Buckley. RB, welcome to the Hill.
Hey.
Talk about this Arkansas offer and then the recruiting process heading into your senior year. You know, when you got that offer from the University of Arkansas, what was that conversation like? And, you know, where is Arkansas at and when you talk about potential schools that you'd like to attend?
I really love the SEC schools. I really want to get down there because I kind of dreamed of playing for the SEC school. So when Arkansas was talking to me, well, they wasn't talking to me too much, but they talked to my coach. Right. Then my coach told me about them, and so then Coach D, he said, "You got an offer." So I was very excited because that was another SEC offer, and that was another good offer. So, yeah, I was just looking forward.
Big Brew, who are some of the other schools right now that are showing you throughout social media what they say is the love heading into your senior year?
You said what?
Who are some of the other schools, Big Brew, that are really, really recruiting you hard and making you a top priority at this moment?
Other schools that's recruiting me hard is like Nebraska, Minnesota, Florida State University, Minnesota. I said Minnesota. Michigan State, yeah.
Now, in-state, how much pressure is it? Do you feel the pressure to maybe go to be a Spartan or a Wolverine, or is that just something the Buckley family will sit down and make the best decision for Big Brew?
No, my parents, they said it's my decision. Like if wherever I want to go, I can go there. But it's on me. It's all on me.
Now, Big Brew, having Coach Sam Pittman be a former offensive line coach at Georgia prior to being the head coach here at Arkansas, just 1 year removed, when you have a head coach that's, really understands the line of scrimmage, how big is that when in your school of choice, if you do choose Arkansas, how big would that be?
That is big because that just means he basically know the whole offense. He know what guys to choose for the linemen, and he just know the whole offense.
When you sat down after your junior season and you watched film with the defensive staff, what was it that you felt real good about, Big Brew, and what are some of the things that you've been working on here in this off season to prepare for hopefully what will be a very successful senior year?
I really feel good about me being consistent, steady fighting, getting through the linemen. But what I'm working on this off season is to get my hands quicker and my feet quicker, so I can get through faster, so I won't be late, even though I get through consistently.
Big Ruquan, is it a situation? Are you planning on signing in the early signing period, or is it a situation where you want to wait to that first Wednesday in February and make that decision?
No, I believe I'll sign early December. Yeah.
Now, who are some of the NFL or collegiate defensive players that you like to watch, Ruquan?
Some of the NFL players that I like to watch is I forgot his name, but they say they compare me to Daryl Johnson Jr. So I watch him. Yeah, they compare me to him, so I watch him. Now, I just started watching him. Yeah.
If I'm at your high school and I got my popcorn, the ball's kicked off. For 4 quarters, I got my notepad. What will I leave the stadium saying about big number 63, Ruquan Buckley, after that ball game is over?
You said repeat that, please.
What type of football player will I say I have seen? When that football is over, when that game is over for 4 quarters, in big Ruquan Buckley.
You would see a very aggressive player, just like consistent, aggressive, and relentless. Like, I want to get through every single play. To me, I don't care who in front of me. I just want to dominate.
We're talking with 2021 defensive end prospect, new Arkansas offer out of Wyoming, Michigan, Garden Heights High School. And then let's have a little fun, Big Roo. You and myself riding around in Wyoming. What's the first 5 songs on the playlist we listening to?
Pop Smoke new album came out, so I gotta put Pop Smoke on there.
Okay.
I gotta put some Polo G on there. His new album, The GOAT.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me think of 3 more.
Mm-hmm.
That's too hard. I listen to some New York rappers most of the time.
Okay.
But the third one I put on there is Quano Rondo.
Okay. Good.
Second one, he kind of a singer and a rapper. Taliban Duda.
Okay, I'm gonna check that out.
Last one, he kind of a singer and a rapper too. T9.
Okay, I'm gonna check those out. I'm definitely riding with you, Big Brew. I'm definitely gonna ride with you. But last question, Big Brew Quan, and I want to thank you for taking time out here on the Hill with us today. But when football is done with, when it's all said and done, you played collegiately, went on to the NFL, realized your dream at playing at that level. The cleats are put up, pads are off, football is flat. What will life be like for Big Ruquan Buckley of Wyoming, Michigan, Garden Heights High School? What will he be doing with life after football?
I really think I'll be building stuff because I really like building stuff. I really like, when I was younger, I really like to play with Legos. So I think I'll be an engineer, like computer engineer or like fixing cars engineering.
I like that, my man. Well, hey, come down here because I need some cars that need to be fixed. Hey, I might be able to make a deal. Can we cut a deal if you're here? Can we cut a deal?
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, my man, let's not let this be the last time. Let's do some big RB updates throughout the football season. And I always want to extend, our line is your line and our show is your show. But you have a great senior year, my man. Look forward to talking to you. And good luck on your offer. Congratulations on your offer and good luck on the even more exciting and successful senior season.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Thanks for taking time out, my man.
You're welcome.
That was Big Ruquan Buckley, the 2021 defensive end out of Wyoming, Michigan, Garden Heights High School, 6'6", about 300 pounds, and very agile, Demetrius, very agile.
Yeah, just another description of the type of player Sam has been talking about. He wants to get big guys that he can really put some weight on and still have the mobility to really play in this type of SEC aggression and physicality. If you really see it, you're starting to see it with this first group of defensive line. A lot of the guys are 6'5", 230. And those used to be the senior sizes, the guys and the seniors that was leaving. So, I'm really excited just to see the SEC body starting to roll around to Arkansas.
Man, I'm looking at the recruiting at all programs here at the University of Arkansas. It starts with Coach Pittman. It bleeds over into Muss, Coach Neighbors, Coach Van Horn, Coach Dyfo. I mean, the list goes on. And what I do understand is the common denominator, that word is being able to be a builder of relationships. I mean, these staffs have really changed the way parents and kids view the University of Arkansas. More media, social media engagement I see with the staffs that they've been able to surround themselves by. And the brand of Arkansas here over the last 3 to 5 years in those particular programs, I think are really going to get even more exposure as good things are on the horizon. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The University of Arkansas athletic program, from football, basketball, baseball, track, and beyond, softball, I think is about to go on what I consider one of the more exciting rides throughout the programs here in Fayetteville that they've gone on. In my years of being a young man watching and now being able to cover, that's just my own personal opinion. Whether it's true, we'll have to sit back, but that's the way I feel. And, that's going to end today's show. We want to give a thank you to all of our guests, 2022 five-star combo guard forward out of Dallas, Texas, St. Mark's School of Texas. Colin Smith, the big-time junior, newly offered by Coach Musman and staff, gave us a lot of insight on where Arkansas sits. That's going to be one we're really going to have to watch. I think Arkansas and that all-NBA staff are really going to, make it a real hard decision when that time comes for Colin. And then also new Arkansas commit, inside linebacker from Cordell, Georgia, Chris County High School. That big fella, the Pooh. Hey, Pooh, tell you, Pooh will be big time in Fayetteville. He really loves Coach Pittman and is really I think he's going to be a major player for that defensive staff and Coach Odom in years to come here in Fayetteville. And then lastly, the big Ruquan Buckley, that big 6'6", 200 and some odd pound defensive end that wreaks a lot of havoc in that state. And Coach Derek LeBlanc and Odom would love for him to come and do the same in the SEC here in Fayetteville. He had a lot to say as well for the Razorbacks. And to my producer, Demetrius Johnson, the best in the business. Also to remember, all beats that you hear on OTH are cooked and produced by Sauced Up Entertainment LLC. Go check out their YouTube page. And Demetrius, where are some other outlets when they can't? Where can they catch OTH?
Definitely, you can check on any major podcast or streaming platform, that being Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio. Just type in On the Hill Sports Talk and you can find us.
Now, lastly, we want to give a shout out to our sponsors. With that being said, Lindsay and Associates, they make this possible. They have an office in Fayetteville, and they have an office also too in Rogers. That's Locomotion, located just below the Northwest Arkansas Mall in Fayetteville. Corey Beck's Custom Painting, and the one I'm telling you, the best in the business. Go see them. KDK's Chicken. They're down at 989 South Razorback Road. Get on down there, see Keith and Kathy. Get some of that love. And like they say on the building, it's not your mama's. I say they got the best chicken and waffles in the South. Meet us there or beat us there. That's KDK's Chicken. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Right, Demetrius? Tuesday through Sunday, you can catch them. I know my belly's itching. I'm growling. I need to hurry up and get down there. Meet us there or beat us there. That's KDK's Chicken. Down at 989 South Razorback Road. Once again, from our producer, Demetrius, to you all, continue with the questions and the viewership. We'd love it. If you would like to sponsor On the Hill Sports Talk, you can reach out at that's On the Hill patj@gmail.com, or you can reach us out on our YouTube live stream. That's On the Hill Sports Talk LLC, or our Facebook live messages. That's On the Hill Sports Talk. You can catch us there. But until tomorrow, we'll be back with much more. It's been our Monday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. You guys have a blessed one, and you know what I like to say. Let's get it.